And we'll flip over to this other side. This other root doesn't look like it has any anatomy to me at all. It may be just a little bit up here in the crown, but that's about it. Okay, now we're going to go to our facial anatomy. Very faint on this tooth. You can barely discern it on the pictures. There's a little depression right there, and there's a little depression right here. On the mesial side and on the distal side again. Faint, broad, means we're going to be using a large, broad instrument. When I look at the anatomy on here, looks like it fades out into oblivion down here near the CEJ. A little more prominent up here on the upper half. So that's what I'm trying to replicate in my carving. Okay, lastly, we're going to form the lingual anatomy. Again, it's a little bit of a W configuration with a little bit of a scoop out of the middle of the W. I'm going to switch over to a clear discoid. And we'll start to form that. As I look down at this picture, I see this line paralleling the side of the tooth. So it's roughly parallel. Same thing over here. It parallels the side of the tooth. And then we'll make this big area up to the middle. So sharp end of a clear discoid. Sharp end of a clear discoid, paralleling the side of the tooth. Just going to make a straight cut into the wax. We'll get the other side now. And parallel to the side. And we're going to come up through the center. Almost kind of forming a, it looks like the McDonald's symbol right in the middle here, like an M. Now we're going to go above that and we're going to start to scoop out. If I come back to this picture, looks like it's scooped out kind of through here and then sort of evenly across this midsection. So round end of a clear discoid now. Sometimes it will help you to see the anatomy a little more clearly if you take a toothbrush and just rub the toothbrush across the anatomical features. It'll pick out some of the scratches and start to delineate your anatomy better. Okay, now it's time to polish. The initial polishing is all done with a nylon. I typically will take the nylon and stretch it across the finger, and then I'll start to work across each surface of the tooth. Just rubbing pretty firm. Now, you don't want to rub away all the anatomical features, but you do want to smooth out the roughness that's associated with them. Just rubbing all along. I'm working pretty much the crown. I'll work the crown, and then I'll come down and work the root. And one of the hardest places to get is the deeper parts of the lingual anatomy. It's just hard to reach in there. So, do the best you can with the finger, but you may have to wrap an instrument and get in there and rub it with an instrument wrapped in nylon. The purpose of a nylon is to get rid of all the big scratches. It's going to leave a matte finish to the wax, and then with a flame we can get rid of the residual. So now I'm working on the root, just trying to get it nice and smooth without destroying my anatomical features. That's about where you're going to get to with the nylon. About as close as you can get on the polish. At this point we're going to switch over to a flame to give a final polish to it. So, I'd like to bring our flame to a fine blue tip, like that. I'm going to use that flame like a brush to brush the surface. The intent in flame polishing is to just melt the very surface of the wax. If you go too long, you're going to, you can see the difference. If you go too long, you're going to end up with a melted looking tooth. We don't want to melt it, we just want to just glaze the surface. And there is our finished product.